Up number 27 on world foolishness, racist, segregationalist banking.
Welcome back. Building wealth and improving financial literacy in the black community is the topic of this week's My Future, My Choice.
Yes, and the president of a black-owned bank is leading the charge with a movement called Bank Black.
Recently, we've seen protesters march to improve police relations in the Black Lives Matter movement.
We're trying to encourage people to open up accounts with a black bank.
One United Bank president, Terry Williams, would like to see activists join the movement to create more financial stabilities in black communities.
We spend more than some whole countries spend, but we don't spend that money in our community, which means that we're not building wealth in our community.
So Williams started a movement called Bank Black. As the leader of the largest black-owned bank in the country, one located in Miami's Liberty City neighborhood, she is challenging everyone to open an account in a black-owned bank. College student Taylor Altador is opening a checking account.
I think it's really important because if we don't support our own, if we don't support ourselves, then it's becoming evident that no one else is going to support us as much as we can do ourselves, especially our black churches, our black businesses, our black schools, our black professionals.
Williams promises that One United fees are lower and the rates of return are higher. But the most important mission to her is educating customers about how to grow wealth.
So we really tailor our products to the needs of our community. And we also focus on home ownership. The biggest difference between black and white wealth is home equity, how much equity someone has in their home.
Today, One United Bank will be hosting a Bank Black event at its Liberty City location, 3275 Northwest 79th Street. It starts at 1 and runs today until 4 o'clock.
That just sounds odd. You know, you could imagine if someone tried to start a white-only banking, how that would look. You'd hear SJWs crying and screaming all the way into China. Have to give these blacks credit, though, for trying to stick together in some way, but it's becoming clear that they will never consider themselves just simply Americans. They consider themselves, because of coming from a primitive background and having gone through slavery, that they're not gonna try. They're trying to be the enemy within. And it seems to be the root of every issue facing blacks in America today. Let's just look at some of the comments that are here. Hopefully it's not too washed out on you. But, no white employees, discrimination at its finest. We won't look at the bottom ones below. I encourage blacks to only rob black-owned banks. Solidarity. Wait and see how many loans start going into default. The only black bank that will last is the food bank, and that's because it's white people who are paying for it. Here's an appropriate name for the ATM card: the race card. No, genius, the biggest difference between black and white wealth is given versus earned. Nice. Segregation is back. Could you imagine if this was a bank white? There would be riots. What about NAACP and all these black action type things that are going on? The welfare problem in America that adds up to $1 trillion a year. And no, it's not all blacks. Not all. It's just they're 13% of the population, causing well over 50% of the crime and sucking up way more than their proportion of a lot of things. And affirmative action and all these things that are really all just racist at their inception. So as a white man, if I walked into a bank and wanted to open an account, would I be denied on basis of race? Imagine if someone made a business and said bank white. People would go crazy. Imagine if people made all white businesses. Hey, how about this one? Black people, go ahead. You do that. And then all the white businesses that are run will dismiss all the black people working there, and you can go work at the black places, and we can do this. Is that what you want? Because that's what you're making it into by your own hands. Like anything else that's in black control, it will fail, he says. Sounds good to me. Don't stop there. Black taxes go to blacks and their welfare, etc. White taxes go to whites. Blacks don't want police? Fine. Do whatever you want to each other, but commit a crime against anyone other of another race, automatic 20 years in prison funded by black taxes, regardless of what the crime is. Stay out of white-owned businesses. Hire your damn self. Sounds great to me. Funny, if white people did something like this, this is what you would get back, but they don't expect it from white people for some reason. But I think we're all about sick of this. It's terrible. They're on street corners now dressed up in clown suits saying that they were the Hebrews, and black people aren't even really in the Bible. The Bible is about 3 Caucasians come out of a boat in its presence, coming from the land of Sumeria and Ur, where Abraham came from, and into the Canaanite areas. It has nothing to do with black people. They're not the Hamites. Look up the definition of it. It's nothing to do with them. They say they're Egyptians and things and grip at a bunch of things. It's gotten way out of hand disgusting. No one's keeping them in check. Jack War says, black racism is alive and well. Black Bank, LOL, cut off the EBTs and watch what happens. Oh? If it wasn't for the double standards, they would have no standard at all. Man, some of these comments. They will have a vault with $13.11 in it. If we don't support ourselves, it's apparent no one will, she said. Ha, what? White America supports more black families than the black community does. White America bends over backwards to make everything as easy as possible for the black community, affirmative action, all those things. And what do? They blame white people for their failures and their lack of ability. It's not because they're a recently domesticated primitive from an illiterate people that within a few generations have had to match up to people which are now spacemen. And it's not a contrast to try to put those two together, and it doesn't cause problems. This man says, I smell future embezzlement in the air. Zingmi Yangzi says, self-segregation. Excellent. So we can see the type of comments that come out of this, and I'm not sure if black people realize whenever they do this pro-black thing, that if whites did the same thing, how that would look. And then therefore, why would they want to do something just like that? It seems blatantly racist. It seems black supremacist and all these things that people try to yap about, and it's not really good for America. This just in, the video clip was back in 2016, and I don't know if it's true or not, but when I got sent this, I heard that bank foreclosed and it's under new management. Maybe it's still there. Maybe they're still going along with this edict. Who knows? How far can they go with this? Well, if they go very far with it, how far should white people go with it? They don't like that idea. They like this, but they don't like that. They can't have things both ways, but want 3 ways. It's gotten out of hand in America. And really, I haven't been paying too much attention to it. I study ancient cultures and so on, and I really don't watch the news because it's all BS. But people send me things, and then sometimes I just react a little bit. And here we just look at the reactions of what apparently is America, and people around the world. Really? Really? Kind of amazing. Like, share, and subscribe, guys, and we're onward. More videos. Ancient past. I'm going to file this one under a new category I've got under my videos called American history, because it's more of a modern thing versus my Sumerian, Egyptian, and Middle Eastern ones. Peace.